was cleaning out the Chevrolet, that old and faithful friend, getting ready to trade her in, to bring her to her end. Found a stack of faded paper tucked inside the glove box tight, bound together with a ribbon in the dim and dusty light. Your handwriting jumped out at me in that faded bluish ink, bringing back a flood of memories much faster than I think. And I sat there in the driver's seat, the key still in my hand, reading words from 20 years I didn't understand. How time could move so quickly, how youth could fade so fast, how these fragile paper promises were somehow made to last. Secrets in the Glovebox, dreams we outgrew, full of all the crazy plans that we thought would come true. You wrote about our future, the kids and the white fence. I wrote about the open road, it all made so much sense. Now the ink is slightly faded and the paper's turning brown, but these secrets in the Glovebox are the best of us I've found. You talked about the little house with roses by the door. I wrote about the coastline and the things we'd explore. We were mapping different countries with the same art, same desire. Two different kinds of fire, feeding the very same fire. We signed them yours forever, we signed them always true. Now knowing forever sometimes means I'll remember you. And I traced your signature, the way you dot your eye, remembering the sparkle that was always in your eye. We weren't wrong for wanting different kinds of light. We were just two shooting stars passing in the night. Secrets in the Glovebox, dreams we outgrew, full of all the crazy plans that we thought would come true. You wrote about our future, the kids and the white fence. I wrote about the open road, it all made so much sense. Now the ink is slightly faded and the paper's turning brown, but these secrets in the Glovebox are the best of us I've found. Life took us different places. You got the house, the family, I got the highway miles and a different kind of destiny. But reading through these pages, I don't feel regret or pain, just gratitude for what we had, like summer's gentle rain. We loved each other truly in the way that young hearts do, and part of me will always be in love with you. Now the ink is slightly faded and the paper's turning brown, but these secrets in the Glovebox are the best of us I found. Secrets in the Glovebox, our young and hopeful hearts still beating, and these words still true. I remember how the August heat clung heavy to our skin as we raced toward the coastline, letting the world begin again. And each time the tires hit the gravel and the sand, leaving all our troubles in some other distant land. You had salt upon your shoulders from the swim the day before. I had thunder in my heartbeat, wanting something more. And when the storm clouds gathered dark against the setting sun, we didn't run for cover, no, we'd only just begun to understand the beauty in the chaos and the calm. Your summer saw my thunder like a perfect healing balm. Somersault and thunder crashing on the shore, a feeling I can't capture, but I'm always wanting more. Your laughter mixed with lightning, your touch like ocean spray, chasing all the shadows of my yesterday away. We weren't just two people on some random beachy night. We were summer, salt, and thunder, making everything feel right. We built a fire from driftwood as the first drop started falling, telling stories of our childhood while the distant waves were calling. The rain came down in sheets then, but we let it soak us through, dancing on the wet sand with nothing left to lose but our inhibitions and the walls we used to keep, as the ocean and the storm sang our tired hearts to sleep. And in that wild communion of the elements and us, I felt a shift inside me, a necessary gentle fuss, as if the quiet sleep. But I'm always wanting more. Your laughter mixed with lightning, your touch like ocean spray, chasing all the shadows of my yesterday away. We weren't just two people on some random beachy night. We were summer, sound and thunder, making everything feel right. Summer salt and thunder, always. I was helping you move apartments, packing up your life in boxes, finding relics of our history among your socks and your froxes, in a small and dusty jar on a shelf behind the door, were my old guitar picks from years and years before. The tortoise shell was faded, the edges slightly worn, each one a tiny memory of a different music born. And I held them in my palm there, feeling all the years collapse, remembering the basement shows and all the encores perhaps. You could have thrown them out, you could have let them go, but you kept every single one, and that's how I came to know that you kept my pics. All these passing years, through all the happiness, through all the tears, not as some sad relic of a love that fell apart, but as a piece of music, as a piece of my heart. They're not just plastic triangles, they're the bridge between our souls. You kept my pics, and that's what makes me whole. There's a thick one from our first gig, where my hand shook with the fear, the thin one from the recording session when the magic became clear, the one I used that summer when we wrote our favorite song, sitting on your fire escape, where we felt we both belong. Each one has its story, each one has its tune, preserved there in your keeping, beneath the sun and moon. And you never said a word about them, just kept my pace. All these passing years, through all the happiness, through all the tears, not as some sad relic of a love that fell apart, but as a piece of music, as a piece of my heart. They're not just plastic triangles, they're the bridge between our souls. You kept my pace, and that's what makes me whole. Kept my picks, all of them. Thank you. The tickets were a surprise, tucked in my guitar case, for a show in another state, in a far and distant place. You'd saved up for 2 months from your waitressing tips, with a grin that could power up the eclipse of my lips. You and me, you whispered against the world tonight, and I knew that every mile would feel perfectly right. We didn't have much money, just a tank of gas and hope, and I believed that we couldn't handle anything within our scope. The road stretched out before us, a ribbon black and long, and our voices joined together in a defiant, happy song. 2 tickets, 1 heart, beating out of time, leaving all our worries and our sorrows far behind. The dashboard was our altar, the highway was our prayer, proving to the universe how much we truly care. Not for fame or fortune, not for glory or for art, just 2 tickets and 1 heart, beating as 1 heart. We sang along the radio, we made up stupid games, we gave each other silly childhood nicknames. The car was filled with laughter, with secrets and with dreams, floating on the current of our shared united streams of consciousness and future, of everything we planned, with your warm hand in mine across the shifting land. And when we reached the venue and we heard the opening band, I didn't watch the stage, I just held on to your hand, because the real show wasn't there under the blinding lights. It was a journey that we'd taken on these long and winding nights. 2 tickets, 1 heart, beating out of time, leaving all our worries and kiss and one heart beating as one heart. They measure love in diamonds, in houses and in cars, but we measured it in moments beneath the watching stars, in the shared silent understanding, in the inside jokes we told, and being brave together as our story did unfold. The concert's long since over, the band has left the stage, but our two hearts are still playing on love's eternal page. It's one heart beating out of time, leaving all our worries and our sorrows far behind. The dashboard was our altar, the highway was our prayer, proving to the universe how much we truly care. Not for fame or fortune, not for glory or for art, just two tickets and one heart beating as one heart. One heart, always. The storm caught us by surprise on the highway heading home. We pulled over to the shoulder in the twilight's fading dawn. The world outside was blurry through the water street glass, a temporary haven as the moment slowly passed. The scent of old leather mixed with your familiar perfume as we waited out the weather in our private moving room. And in that quiet pocket, suspended out of time, your hand found mine in silence, your fingers laced with mine. No words were really needed, no grand speech to be made, just the rhythm of the raindrops playing songs upon the glade. Rain on leather seats, beating out a tune, washing away the worries of the afternoon. The thunder was our rhythm, the lightning was our light, holding us together in the dark and in the night. They say storms are for hiding, for waiting and for fear, but with you, this storm feels perfect. With you, the sky feels clear. to Monday's morning gray. But for now we had this sanctuary we had right here today. The leather creak beneath us as you shifted closer still, as if the storm outside was something we were meant to will into existence just for us. This private liquid world where all our walls came tumbling down, where all our fears unfurled. And when you turned to look at me with raindrops in your hair, I saw the whole damn universe right then and right there, reflected in your eyes in that quiet stolen hour. Love didn't need sunshine, it had its own kind of power. Rain on leather seats, beating out of tune, washing away the worries of the afternoon. The thunder was our rhythm, the lightning was our light, holding us together in the dark and in the night. They say storms are for hiding, for waiting and for fear. But with you, this storm feels perfect. With you, the sky feels clear. We could have cursed the weather, we could have stressed the time, we could have worried about being late, thought it a crime. But instead we found the magic in the breakdown of our plans, in the simple, sweet acceptance of holding on to hands. While heaven cried around us, we created our own sun, proving that the greatest battles are the simple ones we've won. Rain on leather seats, beating out of tune, washing away the worries of the afternoon. The thunder was our rhythm, the lightning was our light, holding us together in the dark and in the night. They say storms are for hiding, for waiting and for fear. But with you, this storm feels perfect. With you, the sky feels clear. Rain on leather seats, a perfect storm, a sanctuary. The house lights are all darkened, the last guitar's been packed, the roadies have all vanished, there's no turning back. From the silence that now rushes to fill up all the space, but just hours ago there was a sea of upturned face. I'm standing in the center where the screaming crowd had been, left alone with nothing but the echo deep within. And in this hollow quiet where the decibels have died, test. And peaceful feels like death compared to the loud memory of your love and your breath in my ear between the encores in the green room's hazy light. The loudest memory I have in the quiet of the night. No longer shine so bright. Your smile's in the set list from that very first night. The amps may all be silent, the microphones may rest, but this quiet stage holds loud memories, constant tests. Quiet stage, loud memory, always. In a thrift store, in a bin of forgotten dreams, between a Wham and Whitney, or at least that's how it seems. The case was cracked and yellowed, the J card written in your hand. Summer '99 mixtape, I could barely understand how 20 years had vanished, how we traveled on and on. But this plastic time capsule capsule could take me to the dawn. And when I pressed the play button, through the hiss and through the years, came the sound of our young voices, chasing away the fears of growing up and growing old, of losing all the spark. We were forever teenagers, singing in the dark. Rico on cassette, still breathing through the noise. Two kids who thought they had it all, who made their own sweet noise. Your laugh between the verses, my off-key harmony, a perfect captured moment of who we used to be. The tape may stretch and wobble, the sound may not be clear, but our echo on cassette is the truth I wanna hear. We recorded in your bedroom with a cheap karaoke mic, singing over radio songs, thinking we sounded just right. You hit the pause button carefully to catch the DJ's cue. I'd watch you concentrate so hard on everything we do. We thought we'd be rock legends, or at least make one great song before the real world caught us, before we moved along. And listen now, I hear it, not the notes we got all wrong, but the beautiful naive belief that we were brave and strong, enough to take on anything, enough to make our mark, leaving our echoes singing in the infinite and dark. Our echo on cassette, still breathing through the noise. Two kids who thought they had it all, who made their own sweet noise. Your laugh between the verses, my off-key harmony, a perfect captured moment of who we used to be. The tape may stretch and wobble, the sound may not be clear, but our echo on cassette is the truth I wanna hear. You're a teacher in the suburbs now, I saw you just last year. We made polite small talk and pretended not to hear the ghost of who we were back then in that hot and endless summer. But this tape holds the evidence, this tape holds the number, one truth that never changes, no matter how we've grown, that for one perfect season we were never quite thought they had it all, who made their own sweet noise. Your laugh between the verses, my off-key harmony, a perfect captured moment of who we used to be. The tape may stretch and wobble, the sound may not be clear, but our echo on cassette is the truth I wanna hear. Our echo on cassette, forever young, forever singing and the hiss and the silence. The bar was packed with strangers, the air was thick with smoke. I was just another face there, telling the same tired jokes. I'd given up on magic, I'd given up on fate, just going through the motions, accepting my own state. Then you walked through the doorway and the room just went askew. And for the first time in forever, I knew exactly what to do. I wasn't looking for redemption, wasn't searching for a sign. But when your eyes met mine across that messy, blurry line, the noise just fell to silence. The crowd just disappeared, and every single doubt I'd carried just completely clear. The night your eyes warmed before we ever spoke, the moment that my frozen, weary heart just woke. They didn't need a greeting, they didn't need a line, they just looked right through my armor and said, "You're finally mine." I didn't stand a fighting chance, no battle to be spun. It was over in a moment, the night your eyes warmed. You were with a group of friends, all laughing at some story, but your gaze kept finding me, like we shared some secret glory. I saw the kindness in them, I saw the hidden scars, I saw the constellation that outshone all the stars. And when you finally smiled, just a slight and shy upturn, it was a lesson that my soul was desperate to learn. But sometimes love's not complicated, doesn't need a perfect start, it just needs one true moment to restart a broken heart. And in that crowded, noisy, ordinary place, I saw my future written in the lines upon your face. The night your eyes warmed before we ever spoke, the moment that my frozen, weary heart just woke. They didn't need a greeting, they didn't need a line, they just looked right through my armor and said, "You're finally mine." I didn't stand a fighting chance, no battle to be spun. It was over in a moment, the night your eyes warmed. They talk about love at first sight like it's some fairy tale, but I'm here to tell the world that sometimes truth will prevail over cynicism, over walls we built so high. The one authentic connection can make us wonder why we ever doubted magic, why we ever closed the door, when a single look can give us everything we're looking for. day. Was running low. We had 300 miles to go with nowhere else to go. You were sleeping in the passenger seat, your head against the glass, while I was pushing this old engine, trying to make the moments last. The radio was searching through the static and the haze for one last perfect song to get us through these final days. And as the numbers started changing, marking time we couldn't keep, I made a silent promise, a vigil I would keep, to remember this forever, this fragile fleeting night, and the beauty in the running, in the fading of the light. When dials hit midnight and tomorrow becomes now, there's a truth that finds you, and it tells you how to cherish what you're losing, to hold what can't be held, to navigate the hand that life and time has dealt. The engine may be weary, but the spirit's running free. When dials hit midnight, it's just you and me. Thought about the years gone by, the roads we left behind, the different versions of ourselves we constantly refine, the jobs we took for money, the dreams we set aside, the compromises that we made with nowhere left to hide, from confessional beneath the starry dome, remembering that anywhere with you is home. Tomorrow becomes now. There's a truth that finds you, and it tells you how to cherish what you're losing, to hold what can't be held, to navigate the hand that life and time has dealt. The engine may be weary, but the spirit's running free. When dials hit midnight, just you and me. When dials hit midnight, the truth comes clear. The road goes on with you, my dear. Found a dusty cardboard box in my mother's attic space, filled with fading Polaroids of a different time and place. Each one a frozen moment from my wild and restless youth, telling awkward, honest, beautiful and messy truth. There's one of us on graduation day, your cap was tilting wrong. Another from the night we tried to finish our first song. And as I flip through memories, my fingers start to find the rhythm of our history playing back inside my mind. Each snapshot has a soundtrack, each smile has its own chord, a life we lived in harmony, a treasure we still hold. Locking through Polaroids with a backbeat in my soul. Every faded photograph still playing rock and roll. Your laugh was like a cymbal crash, your touch a bassline deep. Promises we made back then, our melodies I keep. The colors may be fading, but the feeling's still the same. Breaking through Polaroids, I'm learning why we came. There's us outside the concert hall with tickets in our hands. The night we saw the future and we finally understood the plans. The universe had written in the language we could feel, standing there together making everything feel real. Another shows your father's car, the one we painted black, with lyrics from our favorite songs stenciled on the back. And now my guitar's in my lap, and I'm finding all the notes that hide between the laughter in these old and faded coats of memories we woven from our dreams and from our fears, still ringing in my heart after all these passing years. Heading through Polaroids with a like a cymbal crash. You'll touch a baseline deep. Promises we made back then are melodies I keep. The colors may be fading, but the feeling's still the same. Racking through Polaroids, I'm learning why we came. They say you can't go back again, and maybe that is true. But music has a magic that can carry you right through the years and all the changes, right back to where it starts. To two kids with big dreams and even bigger hearts. These Polaroids aren't just old pics, they're the sheet music of our lives. The proof that real love survives. The proof that real love survives. Ripping through Polaroids with a backbeat in my soul. Every faded photograph still playing rock and roll. Your life was like a cymbal crash. Your touch a baseline deep. Promises we made back then are melodies I keep. The colors may be fading, but the feeling's still the same. Dragging through Polaroids, I'm learning why we came. We've been through Polaroids, our life in major chords, how beautiful, how perfect.